Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Words have a magical power. They can either bring the greatest happiness or the deepest despair. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. We choose not randomly each other. We meet only those who already exists in our subconscious. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past, and the only person better you should be. This is who you are now. The goal of all life is death. Love is a state of temporary psychosis. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Psychoanalysis is in essence a cure through love. Where does a thought go when it's forgotten? I cannot think of any need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. In the small matters, trust the mind. In the large ones, the heart. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. Psychiatry is the art of teaching people how to stand on their own feet while reclining on couches. Without love, we fall ill. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. From era to era, one discovers the entire truth. The voice of reason is small, but very persistent. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. It is not attention that the child is seeking, but love. I prefer the company of animals more than the company of humans. Certainly, a wild animal is cruel, but to be merciless is the privilege of civilized humans. The sexual life of adult women is a dark continent for psychology. All family life is organized around the most damaged person in it. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. The first requisite of civilization is that of justice. Time spent with cats is never wasted. I have been a fortunate man in life. Nothing has come easily. The only shame in masturbation is the shame of not doing it well. There is a powerful force within us, an unilluminated part of the mind, separate from the conscious mind that is constantly at work, molding our thought, feelings, and actions. A piece of creative writing, like a daydream, is a continuation of and a substitute for what was once the play of childhood. The liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there was any civilization. A father's death is the most important event, the more heartbreaking and poignant loss in a man's life. If you want your wife to listen to you, then talk to another woman. She will be all ears. Poets are masters of us, ordinary men, in knowledge of the mind, because they drink at streams, which we have not yet made accessible to science. Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. When inspiration does not come to me, I go halfway to meet it. Two hallmarks of a healthy life are the abilities to love and to work. Each requires imagination. History is just new people making old mistakes. Loneliness and darkness have just robbed me of my valuables. Anxiety in children is originally nothing other than an expression of the fact they are feeling the loss of the person they love. Crystals reveal their hidden structures only when broken. To be completely honest with oneself is the very best effort a human being can make. Dreams are the guardians of sleep and not its disturbers. Were we fully to understand the reasons for other people's behavior, it would all make sense. The Irish are the one race for which psychoanalysis is of no use whatsoever, because they already live in a dream world. The dream is the liberation of the spirit from the pressure of external nature, a detachment of the soul from the fetters of matter. Dreams are constructed from the residue of yesterday. The news that reaches your consciousness is incomplete and often not to be relied on. Turn your eyes inward. Look into your own depths. Learn first to know yourself. A civilization which leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied and drives them into revolt neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. Only the real, rare, true, scientific minds can endure doubt, which is attached to all our knowledge. Writers write for fame, wealth, power, and the love of women. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. My love is something valuable to me, which I ought not to throw away without reflection. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. Desire presses ever forward, unsubdued.